Let's have good order here. It's not going to happen. If Schumer goes along with that, the whole gang of them are gone. Look what happened to Joe Crowley yesterday. He's gone. The left of the Democratic Party, the progressive base of the party, and that's minorities, young people, millennials. It's also Hispanics, Latinos, African Americans. They're tired of losing. They're tired of losing.
But Chris, I think what I'm trying to get to the bottom of with you is this: if every Democrat adopts the posture you're talking about, fights this, makes all the points you're making, and they stand together, they got 49 votes.
They lose.
So my question is, politically, what's the best strategy and the best tactic for a Democrat to get a Republican to flip on this?
Okay, let's go this way. Let's do it this way. The day after Trump's nominee for the Supreme Court this time around, say in October, gets confirmed by the United States Senate by one vote. You don't think the Democratic base is going to go wild about that? I'm telling you, they're going to say, how did you not use your procedural votes, your dilatory tactics, parliament procedure, with all the tricks they pull in the Senate, and you couldn't delay this with one less vote than the Republicans? They will not believe it. It will not seem believable that they couldn't stop a Senate from approving a presidential nominee for just 50 votes. It used to be 60, now it's just 50. It doesn't look right in the history books.
But what is the tool? What is the tool? What's the instrument? You're saying that, I understand. I completely understand what you're saying about the base being fired up about this.
It's his job to do it. It's not about fired up. I'm telling you what the party's going to be fired up about.
Sure, but if the party wants to pull out all stops, and you're saying they're not going to accept it, you don't have 50 votes, you can't beat this. I'm saying, what's the tool
Steve, let's talk about this in a couple of weeks, and we'll see who's right. All right? We'll see who's right.
Chris, I'm trying to ask you what the tool is, that's all. What is the tool? Because the filibuster's gone.
They will find a way to do it.
Okay.
There are ways to slow down votes. There are ways to prevent a modest majority of 50 to 49 from getting its way. They will find that way, or they will fail. And if they fail, they will lose their leadership. The party will not accept failure on this front. They've not allowed somebody to come into the Supreme Court for 30 years. For 30 years, because they won by one vote. It's not going to be acceptable. And by the way, to answer another question, I don't think Susan Collins is going to vote for somebody to the right of Anthony Kennedy. I'm not sure Murkowski will. I you'll find some others out there.
Well, there you go. That's what I was asking you. That's what I was asking you. There we go. I was asking where's the Republican opposition going to come from?
That's not the only way.
That's what I was trying to get to there. Let me bring Tom Goldstein back in.
No, that's not the only way. You're wrong. There are other ways to do this if you're in the minority. The minority can stop things. There's so many ways to stop. Well, how about some really? Well, we'll see. We'll see how they do it.
Tom Goldstein, are you aware of a mechanism or a procedure the Democrats could invoke to kill this short of 50 votes?
No, and it's not even going to be that close, unfortunately, for Democrats. The real issue is this. Democrats are going to have to vote, because there's no procedural way to stop it, before the midterm election. And there are just too many people who are running in elections, senators in states that Donald Trump won. There's going to be enormous pressure on them, since they can't beat the nominee, to vote for the nominee. So I'll take Chris's bet at 10-1. I think that whoever it is going to get confirmed by about 56 to 44. And Democratic leadership, Chris is absolutely right, is going to try and lay down on the tracks. The problem is the train's just going to run over them. There isn't anything that they can do.
We'll see.
Okay. We'll take a closer look a little bit later in the show.
You just said, sir, it's not acceptable politically to the Democratic base. It's not acceptable to accept this as a fait accompli, which you just did. You can't just say there'll probably be Republicans or even some Democrats like Heitkamp and Manchin are going to vote for this nominee. If you take that complacency and acceptance of the force of this history, in other words, for the next 3 decades or more, we're going to be run by a 5-4 right-wing court, and just accept that.
Okay, Chris, channeling, I think, clearly the passions of the Democratic base here. We're going to measure it up against the reality of the map in the Senate here in a little bit.
If you lay down like the experts are saying, and lay down and accept this as history that can't be stopped, you're going to see a political party in serious implosion. You watch.
You got it. Chris Matthews, Tom Goldstein, thank you both for joining us. And ahead, much more on